everyone, welcome to the Midweek Gaming. I'm Nick. Over on the other side is, of course, Justin, providing gameplay and side commentary where he believes it is true and necessary. You're probably sitting there thinking, why are they making two videos in 1 week? Well, contrary to popular belief, this is not because, or contrary to what you might believe, this is not because something particularly big happened this week.
Well, no,
Well, it
this
did,
video
but that was
technically isn't coming out last week. This video is coming out this week.
we're just recording it last week. Okay, then. Never mind.
Yes.
We're recording it 1 week early because he'll be leaving, so...
Yes. Although they don't really know this.
I'm being honest with our audience.
Your honesty costs us everything.
Nah, it's fine. It's fine. But anyways, we decided to do something lighter this week. So, as to the future viewers of this stream, if you're probably wondering why we are not covering the Destiny Lightfall Showcase, despite the fact that when you see this, it will have happened
be out
yesterday.
Yeah.
As of the day of when this releases, it'll have happened yesterday. So you're probably thinking, why haven't they not covering this, and why are they covering this instead? Well, it's because we're recording this 1 week early. In fact, right now, when we recorded this, it is like 8 o'clock on Friday for us, or on Thursday.
8:30. Yes. And I will be next week away and have no access to internet, so I won't be able to really do much of anything.
Do not fret, though. I myself will be watching the showcase.
You will be studying it thoroughly.
I'll sit there with like my notebook and just start taking notes. So because of that, that is why you're probably... So if you're wondering why the discrepancy is there and why we're not doing the showcase instead of what we're doing now, that is why. So what are we doing now? Well, we're going to do something a bit lighter because I'm also particularly busy. I have to work for some things. I just got home from work. I am now a rep for PlayStation at the moment, so
Traitor!
Traitor! What do you mean, traitor?
Xbox! Even though I'm a PC player.
I'm sitting there going, you play PC, boy!
Although technically, Xbox is owned by Microsoft, and Microsoft goes and owns, like, the majority of operating systems and all that for computers. So, in a way, technically, I still am loyal to Xbox, in a way.
So he's still simping for Xbox, even if he's a PC player, ladies and gentlemen.
I am not wrong, though. I am not wrong. Microsoft is still Microsoft.
But yeah, no, as of the week of this recording, as of the next, it's already been 1 week since you've heard this and when this comes out. So for the next 5 weeks upon you hearing this, you can visit me in person at an Oakville in Burlington, or in Canada, in Oakville, there is a Best Buy. And on the weekends, I will be there. I will be demoing PlayStation VR 2. So, if you guys ever wanted to see me in person, if you guys ever wanted to talk to me, if you guys ever wanted to chat, shake my hand, and be like, yo, you do great work, keep it up. Or if you just want to demo the VR 2. You do the best with what you have. But if you guys ever wanted to do any of that for the next 5 weeks, because again, it'll have been 1 weekend since I've done this as of the recording and you hearing this video. Again, Oakville, look for the Best Buy, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'll be there from 3 p.m. till closing on Fridays, opening till closing on Saturday and Sunday for the next 5 weeks. Come out. It'll be fun. I'll be running PSVR 2. I got Beat Saber. I got Horizon. Call of the Mountain. I got oh my gosh, not Forza. Gran Turismo 7. I got those 3 games up on offer. So if you guys want to, head on over to Eventbrite. Head on over to that website. Look for the Oakville one. Look for the demo. And sign up and come on out. It'll be a great time. I'll be, like I said, there all that time, so I'm looking forward to it. But anyways, back to the video.
Back on topic.
Advertisement over. So, anyways, we decided to do a little bit of a smaller video because of everything being what it is, and we decided to come over some interesting topics. It is still a relevant-ish topic because in the next 3 weeks, 4 technically, depending on if you have the collector's edition or deluxe edition, I believe, of Starfield or not, Starfield will be coming out. It'll comes out August 6th or September 6th. And so we decided that why not do a video on Starfield? As of recently, they had a massive Q&A on Discord with the devs that you had to go and sign up to Constellation Club, and they had 16 questions that they answered from the community. And yeah, that's been around. Unfortunately, I'm not part of that group, so I did not get a part to take base of that personally. But I have the list of 16 questions here. We're gonna go through them, and we're gonna see what the heck, what's going on with Starfield. I'm gonna be playing it day one, or probably before day one actually, because I have the Constellation Edition. Depending on if it actually gets here on time, it's shipping being what it is. But anyways, let's see. So, starting off with question one is probably an interesting one. Can we buy houses or properties in main cities? Answer: yes. In different cities, as they say, you can get housing and you can purchase them in, I believe, each of the different cities. Every one of the major cities that you will visit in the game has a dwelling you can purchase, at least one of, at least. And there's at least one that you can get specifically for completing something. They don't say what. But they do say that there will be properties that you can both purchase as well as get as rewards from special quests. So look out for those. You might end up getting yourself a house for, saving someone's, I don't know, space cow.
Yes.
So that'll be interesting to look forward to. Can we get the kid stuff trait? Will our parents be generated based on our character's look? So for those who don't know, this is kind of a reference to if anyone's played Fallout 4 and Fallout 3 by extension. If you play Fallout 4, you know that you create a character, and that character is the father of a big character that appears later on in the story, and their looks are based on your looks. And in Fallout 3, it is the reverse of that. You are a kid, and your father's looks are based on your looks. This is also kind of a thing that happens in Mass Effect Andromeda, I believe. Not as well, but it does happen. It turns out that yes, they have been trying to do that. You can make a custom face and then create the two parents. Although the specific math involved, as the person who is specifically mentioning on this, Will, states that it's a bit beyond them. But they will have similar tech in Starfield as they've had to previous games. So, kind of the same logic behind the tech in Fallout 4 and Fallout 3. So, get out there and make the most hideous parent possible, I suppose.
Yes. Get to work.
Another of the big questions is, will there be a jail system? For anyone who's played Skyrim, you'll know that if you do less than good things, and the guards see you doing these less than good things, they will be stop in the name of the law, and they'll make you pay a fine or make you go to jail. And as Justin says, I've yet to confirm this myself, despite playing Skyrim myself. You might also get put in a dungeon you have to break out if you decide to go to jail.
I'm not 100% sure how it works because it's never happened to me because I tend to be like an actual morally good character.
That's shocking.
Yes. It's only in some games where it's like it makes sense to be a morally wrong character, but for the most part, I think it might end up happening where you go and get put into a dungeon when you go and willingly go and let yourself go and be captured for jail and whatnot.
I've yet to confirm that myself either, despite playing Skyrim, so I can't vouch for that one either. I know the fine is a thing, but I don't know if the jail part is there. Anyone who's played Skyrim and has been to jail, confirmed that one, I guess.
Yes.
Short answer though, will there be jail system? Yes. You can either elect to go to jail, or just like in Skyrim, you can also pay a fine when you are arrested, and even resist arrest and try to escape. That is also apparently a thing. Though, if anyone has played Skyrim, probably thinks that resisting arrest is not a good thing.
Resisting arrest is literally just constant combat forever.
Yeah, resisting arrest in that regard. Though, by the sounds of it, there won't be as aggressive. It'll sound like there will be more like you'll be wanted in certain areas, kind of like Red Dead in that regard. but it won't be like, they'll see you instantly be like, "Stop, criminal," and they'll start like beating you for that.
Hmm. Interesting. So like you'll kind of have like a constant wanted type
Hmm.
of thing.
That might be my guess.
Makes
So,
sense. Makes sense.
mhm. Another big one that people might be wondering is, will time pass when you're not in the game? So, why this would be a big question is that, for those who don't know, you can set up things such as trade routes, outposts, and mining operations in the game that will AFK get things, build things, and do things for you while you are in the game. So the question here is kind of, when I'm not in the game, does that still happen? And it's a good question to ask because there are some games, specifically those like in the more MMO space, that do have this feature. Short answer is no. If you're not in the game, nothing happens. In their very own words, no sleeping on the job. So if you want that trade route stuff and you want those mining minerals things,
You
you're
gotta
gonna
do
have
it.
to be yeah, you're gonna have to be at the very least sitting on an asteroid somewhere, just AFKing. Another interesting one is that, can you be a double agent? And this is kind of a reference to kind of the thing you can do going back to Fallout 4, where there are multiple factions you can join. Again, in Starfield, same kind of thing. There's going to be multiple factions that you can join. But in this case, can you join one and kind of feed information to the other, betray them, yada, yada, yada? Basically, can you play all sides of the coin, so to speak? They say that again, kind of referencing Fallout 4, me and Justin were kind of talking about this before the stream. It's very similar to how the Fallout 4 system works, where each of the quest lines can be completed individually, but there will come a point during the story where you're going to have to pick a side at some point. So,
See where that goes.
yeah, see where that goes. Who knows? Maybe there will come a time, or maybe there's a secret ending where you do, depending on, like, for example, in Fallout 4, if you play the missions for the factions in a certain order, despite playing all of them, you can actually get an ending that is a legit ending where you can actually be a part of all the factions and you can kind of like broker a
Well,
giant peace
almost all the
between
factions.
almost all the factions.
No matter what, you're going to have to kill the Institute if you want to go and have 3 out of the 4 factions not destroy each other. You would have to destroy the Institute,
Hmm.
but
So there is still some level of choosing.
there is some level.
So, anyways, I'm just gonna go over another interesting one. Can you play the game in full pacifist mode, i.e., no killing anyone for any reason? Uh, Short answer is not really. They did say that they would not fully support a non-lethal playthrough. For various reasons, they say it is just totally not feasible. Now, that being said, they say, there are some good non-lethal options, whether through dialogue or through using non-lethal weapons, that can be used in certain situations. Honestly, a lot of situations, they say. But they cannot say for a fact that you will be able to go through the entire game without offing at least one person. So, if you're a pacifist,
Tisk tisk.
probably not play this game because you're gonna have to off at least one guy at some point. It seems. Maybe it's like a raider in the tutorial. I don't know.
Maybe.
Press X to fire a gun. Oh, now he's dead.
Oh no, he did. Anyways.
Anyways, moving on. I'm gonna skip over some of them. Link in the description for the full 16 questions and their answers to them. But I'm just gonna cover the highlights here because those are probably the most interesting ones. For example, how many companions will you be able to recruit? Again, this is going to be akin to Fallout 4, Skyrim, all the Fallout games, for example, where you'll be able to recruit companions as the story goes along. How many of them are there? They say there will be over 20 named characters who can join your crew. 4 of them are from Constellation, which are the organization you will probably be a part of as part of the main story. And most have story and interaction with the player. But all the named characters have their own backgrounds and can follow you around, carry your stuff. Let's be honest, we all know what you do to your dog in Fallout 4. Here, boy, carry my minigun. Uh,
Hello, dog that is freakishly strong and doesn't die.
so yeah, freakishly strong and can carry like 400 pounds of body armor, and yet still just walk around fine. Just
Woof,
whatever.
woof. Let me block you off at this doorway and get you killed. Woof, woof.
That's his punishment for making you carry all the stuff.
Yes,
Or
he
that's
knows.
your punishment.
He knows.
He knows what you've done. They say, however, there will be over 20. But there are over 20 main characters though. That's the kind of like end end question. So how many there are? Over 20. We don't have a solid number, but there are at least over 20. They say.
There you go.
They really focused on the members of Constellation, which again is kind of the main cast of the story. But you might be able to find some other people from smaller bits. Maybe some DLC characters are in there. I don't know.
Who knows?
Anyways, another interesting question which is worth discussing. You can assign crews, as previously mentioned, to work on things such as outposts, trade routes, mining things. Do you have to pay them salaries? It's a kind of a funny, maybe dumb question to some people, but it's worth listening to because depending on how much of a real sim Starfield wants to be, the question of salaries for those characters is going to come up at some point. And the answer to this one is yes, but also no. You will have to pay them, but you'll only have to do it at a once-time upfront cost. So you're not going to have to constantly, keep forking out cash for them.
That's good, at least.
You're going to sit there and just, like, do a freaking spreadsheet.
You have to constantly like figure out. All right, how much more money do I have left for this? How much more money for this? Yes, I see the taxes today are fairly high.
I mean, this is probably going to be like what Star Citizen wants to be, especially when it comes to like, well, no, here's the thing, right? The difference between Star Citizen and Starfield in many regards is that Star Citizen you cannot modify your ships. They come pre-built, pre-designed, and pre-bought. So you can't really edit anything on the interior. Now, don't get me wrong, this isn't a bad thing. I've seen some of the interiors of like the Star Citizen ships in that game. Well, I say game, continuous perpetual beta is perhaps the correct term for Star Citizen. But I'm just gonna say I've seen some of the interiors of the top of the line ships. My gosh, they are beautiful compared to what is in more Starfield, which is going to be you build your own ships. So maybe the reason they don't have you paying salaries is because you got to sink it into the ship fund. It's just going to be like one cube with like 20 engines. I can already see the people from Space Engineer getting ideas when looking at this game.
Welcome to Kerbal Space Program.
Welcome to Kerbal Space Program. It'll just be like a nose cone, a box, and like 12 engines.
Two parachutes, all of them going off at the exact same time.
Nah, it's
Two
gonna be
two
one box.
two different stages, but they both explode.
Nah, it's gonna be like a freaking box with like a thruster on every side of it.
Yes.
Oh my goodness. I'm not gonna lie. Just like in Fallout 4, when some people can make some like pretty crazy settlements when it comes to the design, I'm going to enjoy seeing what people make in Starfield. I am legitimately gonna enjoy that. Because they're bringing technically back the settlement system with the aforementioned outposts, right?
Right.
But they're also bringing that to this actual ship itself, which is kind of acting as the mobile home, shall we say. So they're kind of putting more of the mobile home aspect in the ship itself and less in the settlements. But you can make them homes if you want to. Like, you can put everything there. But, between everything, between the ships, between the outposts, it's going to be nuts. I'm going to enjoy seeing what people make of this game. But anyways, moving on. Let's see, another juicy question. Ooh, there's one about the history of the mechs, but I don't know if I want to read that. That feels like something I'm going to leave you all to discover for yourselves. For those who are wondering, the mechs are kind of the giant robots that you kind of see as poster boys of this game. The giant NASA-looking ones. Ooh, here's one of the last ones I'll do, and the rest I'll leave all of you to read and see for yourself if you want to. How will smuggling cargo work? Can you hide it somewhere on the ship? Can you sell it for currency later?
Yep.
Lo- One of the game creators, Will, stated that certain items are considered contraband, and you'll need to smuggle them past security ships that are in orbit of major settlements. So basically, you're going to need to smuggle them past Border Patrol, effectively. And there are specific items that are considered contraband, meaning that they're pretty much illegal everywhere. So, space drugs. And yes, you can hide them using special ship modules. So it sounds like we'll be able to purchase like smuggling modules. I'm gonna make my own Millennium Falcon here. And funny enough, they also say at the end of this one, so don't get caught with harvested organs. Which harvested organs is now confirmed. You can harvest the organs of others, which that took a dark turn.
It went that way very quickly.
You're just looking like a bandit you killed. You're worthless to me alive, but you're so very valuable to me dead. Oh my god. Some people are gonna be like opening black markets in Starfield. I can already see it. The economy is fixed, though, they say, but prices of bought and sold goods can change based on the skills you choose. So by the sounds of it, there's not going to be any, prices going up or down. You're not going to have to worry about the stock of an organ. You're not going to go onto like Starfield Stock Exchange and be like, what's the price of a kidney these days? At this point in the storyline. But depending on your skills, again, much like in Fallout 4, for example, and again in Skyrim as well, if you have more, I'm guessing, charismatic characters, they're probably going to be able to negotiate a better price, both in the buying and selling departments. So, there you go. Is there smuggling goods? Yes. Can you smuggle them? Yes. Can you sell organs? Apparently also yes. That is,
Something you can do.
I say that, yeah. I say that, and I know immediately some people are immediately perked up by that thought. It's concerning, but I know those people are out there. I see you.
I'm watching
But
you.
anyway, I'm watching you. But yeah, no. So that's kind of the more or less gist of the 16 questions. Again, didn't cover all of them. The more nitty-gritty ones that are, shall we say, not exactly less exciting, but more maybe they're lore based, so if you want to go in blind, you don't want to probably read those, or more into details that are more in the game design side, more things that wouldn't be, more if you want to read them, they're there. It's more to your taste kind of thing. They're here, and they're in the game ranks article that we will have linked down below, which has all 16 questions and their answers.
Yep. Everything
We
will be
just
there
covered.
that for you to go and peruse. And I'm pretty sure this was done on Bethesda's actual official Discord, so you'd be able to
Yes,
see
that is a
things
good
there.
Yeah, that is a good point to bring up, actually. All of these questions were answered on Bethesda's official kind of Discord for the game, which you can get access to by joining the Constellation Club, I believe it's called. I do not have access to that thing because I did not join it. Don't really. I don't want to say I don't see the need, but it's just not something I do. So,
Yep.
if you want to see them at the
If you don't see
source,
value in it,
here's your
you don't.
pathway. Yeah. Each your own, right?
True.
So if you want to go see that, you want to go figure out, want to read them at the very source, you have your pathway for that. If you want to just read a summary, again, GameRanks has all the 16 questions, as well as our answers in the article, as we're going to post down below in the description. And yeah, that's kind of the end of it. So what do you think, Justin? What's your opinion of Starfield, especially after all these 16 questions?
I mean, at the end of the day, it sounds very, very much like it's going to be a like space Fallout type of deal, and I'm not going to say that that's a bad thing because it's not. But we'll see what they have planned for at the end of the day on that front.
Let's see what kind of Fallout they're trying to make. Are they trying to make a Fallout 3, 4, or they're trying to make a Fallout 76?
Yes.
That will deeply depend
Well,
on
I
the
don't think
quality.
it's going to be online, so I think we're fine on that front.
Okay, we're
Don't have
not
to
the
worry about
76.
networking problems.
Hey man, you've seen just all the glitches for 76. I know you have, so.
Yes. I have actually witnessed the infinite void coming towards you. I have had that before. I started
Yes.
playing the game practically the very next day it came out, so.
Hmm. And how was your experience day one? Tell us, Justin.
Yes. Gaming time.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how would you rate your experience with Fallout 76?
Suffering.
Not a number. Less than 1. -3.
Save me.
Emperor, save me.
Get me out of
But,
here.
but yeah, there you go. Honestly, I agree. It's probably going to be a Fallout in space, which again, I also agree that that is not necessarily a bad thing.
No.
Bethesda has kind of reached into all kind of spectrums of um what's the word I'm looking for here?
Avenues?
Not avenues, but genres
Hmm.
of types of games. And I say genres not in the terms of like shooters, MMOs. I say more in the lines of like you've got the medieval genre in Skyrim, the medieval mystical genre. You've got the dystopian future kind of thing. You've got a kind of more space game in Starfield. So they've kind of covered their bases, I would say, when it comes to aesthetics for games.
Yeah, they've got a lot of areas covered there.
Now we just need a 16th century game. Colonial age
Give me
Fallout.
my
Make it happen.
old timey shit here, please.
Instead of just riding a freaking spaceship, it's riding a horse.
Yes.
Instead of a mech, it's like, I don't know, a donkey. I don't know. What would you use in the 16th century? Or what would you use in like the 19th century? That is like companion-ish. I don't know. The horse would be the closest thing I can think of.
Probably stick with the horse.
Yeah, just stick with the horse. This is why I don't make Fallout. This is why I don't make Red Dead games or Red games of that genre.
This is why I don't bother with it. I don't know what to do.
Not my shtick. But anyways,
Hopefully you all enjoyed. We'll see you in the next one.